Welcome everybody, this is Sharepoint Patterns and Practices Webcast, also known as Office 365 Dev PnP Webcast. And this time we're going to talk about Sharepoint PnP Templages Gallery. And this is something which we have quite recently released as an open source for open source templates. So what it means is that people are able to use this PnP Templages Gallery to share their PnP provisioning templates between the other people in the community. With me today, my name is Vesa Juvonen. I'm a senior program manager within the Sharepoint engineering, and with me today is Paolo Pialorsi. Paolo, will you do the intros as well?
Yes, thank you, Vesa. I'm Paolo. I'm a senior consultant working in a company of my own called PSys.com, and I'm an MVP on Office Server and Services, as well as a member of the core team of PnP.
Thank you, Paolo. I'm always making fun out of Paolo because he's using the senior consultant title because he could be the lead consultant or principal consultant because that's your company. But anyway.
Yes, that's why I like to do whatever I like.
Indeed, indeed. So let's move into the actual topic of the day. So quickly before we go there, just to clarify for those who are watching these videos and webcasts for the first time, Sharepoint PnP Patterns and Practices is Sharepoint engineering owned initiative, which is an open source community-driven initiative where we work together with MVPs and external members of the community and also internal members of the community. The PnP provides code samples, guidance documentations, monthly community calls, and other community calls and case studies as well. And the themes are around SharePoint Framework, which is the new stuff which is coming, or it's already in the dev preview, depending on when you're watching the video, and obviously SharePoint add-ins, Microsoft Graph, Office 365 APIs in general, and so on. And remote provisioning is really one of the core things within the PnP, or that's the most used capability of the PnP. And the template gallery actually really closely aligns on that thinking. So let's have a look on that one. So what is the PnP Templates Gallery? So the PnP Templates Gallery is an open source remote provisioning template gallery for PnP templates. If you are aware of the PnP provisioning engine, you might be aware that you're able to export and apply templates, which are not classic site templates. These are remote provisioning templates. And that's a really big difference comparing to the classic site templates. The remote provisioning templates are future-proof. They are using the remote APIs to apply the needed customizations to the site. So they're not using feature framework. They're not using the classic, let's say, way of putting assets and configurations to the site, which have challenges, especially in the future as well, around the site configuration. You can use these templates. The PnP Templates Gallery will give you an insight, or, well, you can go as a consumer, you can go to this gallery and download individual templates, or as a developer, you can publish your templates to the gallery as well for others to consume. And we're going to have a look on the gallery in a second. In practice, you download the template down from the gallery and you can apply that to the site then using the PnP provisioning engine. So, and on that one, before we go forward, anything you want to add there, Paolo, on this one?
Just want to add that from a developer perspective, the template gallery is also provided as a set of REST APIs that, for example, we consume within the PnP Partner Pack, and I will show you pretty soon in the upcoming demo. And so if you want to use and if you want to search for templates using a bunch of REST APIs instead of using the web UI, you can also do that. Of course, if you like.
That's a fair point. Absolutely a fair point. Good thing to add on the capabilities as well. From a web UI perspective, it's a relatively simple experience. It's a site which is showing individual templates which have been exposed to be available. Technically, these templates are actually in a GitHub, but the information is surfaced using this templates gallery site, which you can find from https templates-gallery.sharepointpnp.com. So the URL is on the slide, on the bottom section of the slide. So if you just want to consume these templates, you can just go to the site, download a template, or find what's relevant for you, download the template, and then use the template or apply the template to an existing site within your deployment using the PnP PowerShell or the PnP core component. If you're more an IT pro or an end-user driven person, you probably use the PnP PowerShell, and we're going to show you that one in practice. Or if you are a developer, you can absolutely implement slightly more complex scenarios with the PnP core component as well. Now, that's the consuming side of the templates. What about if you want to submit your templates for the gallery? Well, this works extremely easily as well. So the PnP provisioning engine supports exporting existing sites from Sharepoint as a PnP file. And what it means is that you can actually design your reusable template just by using a browser. So you'll create the templates, you create the associations, you add the web parts to the front page of the site, you create a content type, site columns, taxonomy, associations even, slightly depends on the scenario. And then you use the PnP PowerShell get SPO provisioning template, and you save that site configuration as a PnP file. And that's pretty much what we're looking for as a template to be shared in a template gallery. The PnP file, however, does not contain all of the needed metadata for the template by default. So you're able to use the set SPO provisioning template metadata method or commandlet, or you're able to also load or save existing metadata using the load SPO provisioning template or save SPO provisioning template. Right, Paolo?
Exactly, and you can play in memory within PowerShell with the template so that you can customize any settings that you need to change or to set before submitting your template to the gallery.
Yeah, and that's a really good point as well, because when you create a template in your existing site, you might have some information in the template which you do not want to have in the template which you publish in the gallery. And using this tooling, you are able to modify and clean up the settings as well.
Yeah. Just to make an example, Vesa, for example, when you get a template from a live site, quite often you get some information related to the user who created a view or to the user assigned to a specific permission group. Let's say that you want to remove those information before submitting the template to the public gallery. Well, using the load and the save provisioning template, you can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. A really good example on the use case. Now, after the PnP file is ready to be used, you then essentially submit a pull request to the templates gallery repository, which is located in github.com/office-dev/PnP-provisioning-templates. And that's essentially, if you go to that repository, you can actually see the folder structure in the repo, which is reflecting the categories also within the PnP template site. So you're able to actually submit your pull request against certain folder, and that will then define what is the category where the template is available. When you're doing this, there's a separate guidelines or publishing guidelines file which is defining the rules and how things are actually working. So have a look on that one if you're interested on sharing a template between with others in the community. After the pull request has been submitted, we within the PnP core team will have a look on the template. We'll make sure that it's working properly across the environments. And if you define that it's valid for SharePoint 2013 or on-prem, we'll test it in on-prem as well before actually accepting that. Which is a good actually thing to mention as well. The templates themselves, they do work in on-premises and in SharePoint Online. So you're able to use the same model across your on-premises or in SharePoint Online if you're in a hybrid deployment. But a lot of talking, a lot of bullet points, and I personally hate bullet point slides, but every now and then they're quite useful anyway. So let's still, however, move into the actual demo. So let's have a look on this one in practice. Paolo is going to do the demo showing how to actually consume these templates, which are available within the PnP Templages Gallery site, and how to submit templates. So how do you actually extract a template and how you make it ready to be shared within the PnP Templates site. So Paolo, take it away.
So right now you see the homepage of the SharePoint Templates Gallery. As you can see, there are some information about the top rated and the latest news about the templates published on the gallery. And if you want to search for the templates, right now we just have a few. We just have 3 templates available on the gallery, but we look forward to see many more templates coming from the community, and so we will for sure need a search engine to go through them and to search what we are looking for. You can of course search by keyword. So for example, you can search for the absence keyword to see that we have 1 template for the absence vacation request, or you can search based on categories, and those are the categories that right now we do support in the Templates Gallery. You can search for platforms because, as we already told you, we support not only SharePoint Online but also SharePoint On-Premises 2013 and 2016. And based on your template, it will be up to you to define what are the target platforms for your template if you will submit your own template to the gallery. We can search by scope, so we could have templates which target just a site collection, so the root web of a site collection, or a sub-web in a site collection, or even partial templates that you can apply on top of a site which is already somehow customized. And we also have a rating system based on community feedbacks, so you will have to give us feedbacks about the templates published on the gallery. And of course you can search for the best accounting templates or for the worst IT management templates, if you like, but just using the ratings filter. So
on that one, though, just to kind of elaborate on that one, obviously we are looking into having tens and tens of templates, and right now it might be that there will be multiple absence and vacation request templates. Who knows? Or let's say a slightly different title, most likely for the template. So using the ratings, whatever the consumer, well, the people who want to consume the templates can absolutely find the most, let's say, highest rating one. So that's a good one. The partial templates, just to kind of clarify that one slightly even more. So typically people think site templates as a site or site collection templates, but the PnP provisioning engine actually gives you an opportunity to apply multiple configurations, so multiple templates to a site. So you might have a template which is enabling certain lists and libraries and content types, and then another template which is doing branding. Who knows? So the engine itself is flexible enough to do that. Just to kind of clarify those options. But yeah,
sure, thank you. So let's say that we want to dig into, for example, the curriculum vitae database. We can check it out. We can see a preview screen. We can see a description of what is inside the template. And if we want to use it, we can simply download the template file, which will be a .pnp file, as you can see. Here we have the .pnp file just downloaded on my file system. And we can get the PnP file, and we can use it directly, for example, in PowerShell, just to apply it onto a target site. So, for the sake of simplicity, I already have a site collection created in a tenant that we have, and I will use PowerShell to connect to that target site using the well-known Connect SPO Online. I will have to provide my own tenant credentials in the Office Dev PnP tenant, of course with my password. I can also store my credentials in the credential manager if needed. And once I'm connected, I can simply apply the SPO provisioning template, providing the path of the .pnp file that I've just downloaded, which is in my download folder in my machine, and which is called cvdatabase.pnp, or the one is the latest one I downloaded, but it doesn't really matter. So if I apply this template onto the target, it will be applied, and I will find inside my target site all the artifacts defined in the description of the template. So basically, I will find the library for the curriculum vitae with the custom fields defined here, and I will have the custom homepage with all of the customized UI defined in the preview screenshot that we have here.
So, one thing, Paolo, just to clarify on the PowerShell side. So, not all of the people might be familiar with the Apply SPO provisioning templates or Connect SPO Online. So, just making sure that we mention that these are part of the PnP PowerShell. These are not native SharePoint Online management PowerShells. So, if you want to use the engine, you need to install the SharePoint, the PnP PowerShell commandlets to your machine.
Exactly. And you can get them from PowerShell just using the install modules cmdlet, providing the SharePoint PnP PowerShell name for the cmdlets that you want to install, or you can go to the GitHub repo for the PowerShell extension. So here, PnP PowerShell under github.com/officedev/pnp-PowerShell. And here you will find detailed instructions about how to install, either using install module, as I told you, or using the MSI packages which are available in the binaries folder of this repo. So it's up to you based on the version of PowerShell you have and stuff like that. So once you have applied the template onto the target site, and it has been done, you should come back to your site, refresh it, and you will find the customized layout with the curricula document library and all the stuff created based on the template. Of course, this is one approach. Another one that we offer is to use the PnP Partner Pack, which is another solution which has been covered in many other webcasts in the PnP set of videos on Channel 9 and on YouTube. But just to make an example, if you have the PnP Partner Pack and let's say you want to create a new set collection in your tenant using the Partner Pack, you can search against the PnP Template Gallery for any of the templates available. So one more time, if I want to search for the CV database, I can simply search for the database keyword. It will find the same, exactly the same template that we have in the templates gallery, because it is exactly the same one. And I can use this template to create a new set collection, which will be directly created and provisioned using the PnP file that we have on the gallery. Under the cover, the Partner Pack is using a set of REST APIs provided by the template gallery, which, if you like, you can use from your own environment as well. If you are a developer and you want to create your own custom site collection provisioning solution, still using the gallery as a source for templates. So that said, let's move our perspective to the developer or to the community member that want to submit his own templates to the gallery. So as we already told you, the gallery on the backend uses a GitHub repository, which is this one, Office Dev/PnP-provisioning-templates. In this repo, you will find a root folder, which will have one folder for each and every category that we support in the templates gallery. And inside each folder, you will find one more folder for every template. So just to make an example, if you go into the human resources area, you will have the CV database and the absence vacation requests, which are two different folders for the two different templates that we already have in the template gallery. If you want to submit your own templates, you will have to get the template from a live site using the get SPO provisioning template cmdlet, for example. And then you will have to adhere to the guidelines that you can find here in the GitHub repo, which are really, really simple. First of all, you have to fit your template into one of the available categories. Then you will have to provide at least one display name for the template, which will be the one used to show the name of the template, an image preview URL, because we need to provide a preview in the template gallery, and the preview image will have to be within the same folder in which you publish your PnP template file. The template file will have to be a .pnp file, so you cannot use an XML file, which is one of the formats we support, or cannot be a JSON file neither, but it will have to be a .pnp file. And in order to target the platforms, you will have to use the properties dictionary that we have in a template, setting these properties, which are Boolean properties, to true or false, depending on your target. So if you target SPO, SharePoint Online, you will have to set the PnP supports SPO platform equals true. If you also support 2016, you will have to set this one to true. Let's say that you don't support 2013, you will set this one to false. Moreover, you cannot have any DLL, exe, or PowerShell, or CMD, batch, or whatever else file inside the template for security reasons. So when we will evaluate your submission, if there will be any kind of file like those ones, we'll be obliged to reject the submission to ask you to remove this kind of content for security reasons, of course. So let's say that you created a site and that you want to get the template from that site. As we said, you need to use the get SPO provision template. You will need to get the content depending on what are your needs. So you can include the term groups information. You maybe want to have also the branding files and stuff like that. And once you have executed the get SPO provisioning template, the output of the command will be a file. Okay, so you will have to save a file .pnp somewhere. For the sake of brevity, I already created a template file just to gain a few minutes in the demo. And once you have a PnP file, which in my case is a pnp demo.pnp file, you can for example, use the set SPO provisioning template metadata CMDLet, providing the path of the file .pnp that you want to target. And there are some arguments that you can provide to this CMDLet, which are exactly the template display name, which will set the display name of the template with this value, the one you pass to it, or the template image preview URL, or the template properties, which accepts an array of properties, which are exactly the 3 target platforms that we want to support. So one option you have is to do something like that. You execute this command, and the template inside the PnP file will be updated with those informations. Or, moreover, you can also use the fresh new load SPO provisioning template CMDLet, again providing the path of the PnP file, and you will get back an in-memory representation of your template, which will be a typed object in which you have, for example, the display name and any other of the properties that you have in the template. You can play with the files, with the list, with the security information, and whatever else you need to do in order to clean up your template before the submission. Let's say, for example, that I want to... Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and that's essentially the same template model what we have also in the managed code, right? Because the PnP provisioning template isn't really about serialization. If you want to use just code, you can use code. But essentially what we're getting out from there is the model, the template model itself. And you can manipulate that any way you want, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only for the template gallery, but more in general, but for sure also for targeting the template gallery. So let's say that I want to update my display name. I will do that. And of course, I will have to save back my PnP file onto the file system. And I can do that just by using the save SPO provision template, providing the template which is in memory right now that I want to save and where I want to save my template. So by doing that, I will store on the file system a new PnP file updated in the display name or wherever you need to update it. Once you have the file, you go to the GitHub repository, you go under the pull requests, and you create a new pull request, submitting your content, for example, using your own fork of the PnP provisioning template repo. And that's all, nothing more than that. Of course, there will be an approval process, and pretty soon your template will be available as an open source template for the entire community.
That's actually pretty cool that it's so easy to do that. And I do like those new PowerShell commandlets as well, because they make the manipulation of the template, not just for the template gallery, extremely easy if needed. So super cool stuff. All of those new PowerShell commandlets, they are part of the PnP PowerShell October 2016 release. So please make sure whenever you're watching the video that you are running at least the PnP PowerShell, the October 2016 release or newer, and they will have those commandlets available, which we're showing within the video. But I think that's it. Like mentioned numerous times, hopefully we will get community contributions in here. If you have any questions around the demos and all of that, please use the Microsoft Tech Community Network. Is it Tech Community? It's Tech Community. Yeah. For the questions. But let's move back on the slides and sum up the webcast. And that's essentially it. So what you saw within this webcast was pretty much how the PnP template site works, what's available. Right now, when this video is recorded, there isn't actually that many templates yet available, but we are absolutely looking forward on the community contributions on the template side as well. We showed you how to get a template from the site and how to apply that within a SharePoint, and also how to actually submit your templates or prepare your templates for the submission as well. Anything you want to add on the discussion, Paolo?
Just want to invite one more time people to submit their own templates, because it is a community-based effort and we need the contribution from anybody in the community. And I want to thank everybody for attending this webcast as well.
Thank you, Paolo, and a really good point. Community-driven in open source initiative, so we absolutely hope that people are getting involved and submitting their templates for other people to use. We kind of mentioned that 5 times already, but hopefully we'll get this one ongoing. But thank you, Paolo, for joining me, and we'll come up with a new webcast sooner or later.